Madam Speaker, una po sa lahat, nais kong i-recognize ang Committee on Appropriations sa paglalaan ng 255 billion pesos mula sa DPWH patungo sa mga programa ng kalusugan, edukasyon, agrikultura at iba pang sektor. Ngunit, ang natitirang 624 billion pesos ay maaari pa ring pagmulan ng korupsyon. Dahil kung babanggitin ko ang pahayag ni dating DPWH Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo, almost 100% ng mga bidding sa DPWH sa buong bansa ay luto. Almost 100%. Pagkatapos ng lahat ng mga flood control hearings in aid of legislation, hindi natin dapat aprubahan ang parehong mga presyo sa mga proyekto ng DPWH. Kaya iminumungkahi kong ibaba ng 25% ang mga presyo ng DPWH upang mabawasan ang posibleng 150 billion pesos ng posibleng kickbacks. Mr. Speaker, I want to make this very clear. Ang DPWH ang nagtatakda ng mga presyo at sila rin ang nagsasagawa ng mga bidding. At kahit hindi kunin ng isang congressman ang kickback mula sa mga proyekto ng DPWH sa kanyang distrito, makukuha naman daw pa ng mga taga-DPWH ang kickback mula dito. Kaya itinutulak ko na ibaba ang presyo ng DPWH para wala nang makukuhang kickback ang DPWH. The only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing, dear colleagues. I believe that our distinguished colleagues here are good men. That many of us here want to end kickbacks in DPWH, but assume this is impossible. I am making this manifestation in hope that we can chip away at the perception of impossibility. Maaari nating wakasan ang kickbacks sa ilang distrito ng DPWH at balang araw sa buong DPWH. Distinguished colleagues, dagdag ko rin po dito na ang Region 4A ay halos 15% ng population at GDP ng buong bansa. Pero nakakakuha ng mahigit kumulang 10% lamang ng budget ng DPWH. Kaya dahil nandito po ako sa seksyon ng mga kinatawan ng Batangas, Cavite, Laguna, Quezon at Rizal, nakikiusap po ako na kung sa susunod na bersyon nitong panukalang budget ng 2026, may savings ang mga presyo ng DPWH, sana dagdagan naman ang share ng budget ng mga distrito ng Region 4A. Pangwakas, umaasa rin ako na hindi tutol ang mayorya na patuloy kong ipahayag ang aking pagtutol sa overpricing at mga kickbacks sa DPWH. Sana'y patuloy nating pahintulutan ang mga tinig sa Kongreso na manawagan ng tunay na pagbabago at pagwawakas ng kickback sa DPWH. To give credit to the Committee on Appropriations, the GAB was an improvement on the NEP. At umaasa po ako na ang GAA ay magiging improvement sa GAB. Maraming salamat po.
May we recognize Representative Paulo Henry M. Marcoleta, Sagip Party List.
The Honorable Paulo Henry M. Marcoleta from Sagip Party List is recognized.
Madam Speaker, distinguished colleagues of the House of Representatives, I rise today to register my vote no on the third reading of the General Appropriations Bill. While this representation recognizes the necessity and urgency of passing a national budget, Congress should always commit to fiscal responsibility and institutional integrity. These compel me to oppose this measure based on the following critical grounds. First, the retention of unprogrammed appropriations amounting to 250 billion rounds counter to the growing demand for transparency and fiscal discipline. These funds, outside the regular budget and subject to broad discretion, have long fueled public distrust. Sa pagsisimula po ng Kongresong ito, sinabi po ng House leadership that the 2026 budget will be the most transparent budget, the most open budget. Pero parang hindi po natin tinupad ang pangakong ito. Akala po natin totoong magbabago na. Akala po natin totoong magre-reforma na. Pero itinago lang pala ang mga questionable pondo under the guise of unprogrammed appropriations. For a new member of this chamber, this is not just a line item. It is a test of whether we will continue old habits or chart a more accountable path. Second, the reduction of the Office of the Vice President's budget to 733.2 million, reverting to its 2025 level, disregards the real and tangible work done on the ground. As someone taking my first stand on the national budget, I believe that public service should be funded based on impact, not politics. To ignore performance because of political alignments weakens institutions that we should be strengthening. Third, the huge allocation of 1.4 billion to the Presidential Communications Office for ASEAN to 2026 reflects misplaced priorities. While hosting international events has its place, it should not eclipse the basic needs of our citizens. As a new legislator, I am expected to help build a future budget culture that puts substance over show. At bilang panghuli, the budget process continues with marginalization of regular appropriations committee members. Madam Speaker, may I request for a 1-minute extension?
You may proceed.
Ako po ay miyembro ng Appropriations Committee. 134 po kami na miyembro nito. Ngunit hindi ko po naramdaman masyado ang aking partisipasyon sa committee na yon. Dahil mangilan-ngilan lamang ang may kapangyarihan na mag-approve o mag-deny ng mga amendments. Halos 14 lang sila na miyembro ng Budget Amendments Review Subcommittee o yung BARC. Sila lamang ang nakapangyayari at nasusunod sa budget amendments. The creation of the subcommittee effectively concentrated power to approve or deny amendments to a few members, marginalizing the broader membership of the committee, and how much more, the public that was promised transparency over the process. The reasonable addition of funding for relevant programs were not given credence, and yet glaringly unexplained items were accommodated in the proposed budget. Parang napagod lang si Kong Eli Fernando at si Kong Tino sa mga budget debates, pero wala rin nangyari sa kanilang manghahe. This undermines the collegiality that should be a guidepost for the committee and stifles the value of the open, democratic debate over the allocation of public funds. I'm winding up, Madam. Let the record reflect that my opposition is a stand for fiscal responsibility, transparency, and the fundamental integrity of our legislative process. For these reasons, a deficit in procedural transparency, the proliferation of ambiguous and program funds, and the effective marginalization of regular legislators in the deliberative process, I vote no on the General Appropriations Bill. Thank you, Madam Speaker.